All right, so make some noise for Peter, guys. Thank you very much, Peter.
Buddy.
Thanks.
I got to thank this guy for bringing me here and doing a lot for me. I have to say that, and I told him I was going to get emotional, so I'm going to try not to, but this company means a lot to me. You guys are all here, and this company brought you here, and I used to be you. I was sitting out in a crowd at these things, and somebody at this company called me and said, hey, do you want to do a talk? We know you're a really good headshot photographer. Do you want to do a talk? I never talked before. And they put me in this room that guy ran for years called the event space, and I did the basic headshot. And it was my first time ever speaking. And the room was packed. And I was really, really, really nervous. I couldn't even stand up. I couldn't even say my name. You remember, right? And it launched something completely different for me. It launched my speaking career. So I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for this company and that guy. And I was so honored that you asked me to come here, and I told you I was going to get emotional. So, guys, I don't know how many of you know me, and I didn't expect to just lose it right in front of you right off the bat. But I'm big on goal setting, and I'm big on. I was living on 42nd Street I wanted a southern-facing window. I wanted to build my business around natural light because I didn't know how to light. So I got an apartment with a southern-facing window, and I started shooting. And I remember I used to work in the darkroom. I went to B&H and I bought my first darkroom and I put it in my mom's basement. And this guy Milton helped me in the darkroom area, and it was way back when we were doing film. I was getting chemicals all over my hands, and I always had this. I find it amazing that I put somebody in front of my camera, I press the button, and I make an income off of that. I have twin daughters that just turned 16. I'm able to support them through headshot photography. I have a studio on 26th Street that I'm proud to be in that space for the last 10 years because of headshot photography. I can't say enough about the fact that putting somebody in front of my camera and getting paid for it is an amazing thing. How many professionals in here? How many people have charged for their services? Charged for their services as a photographer. Okay, how many want to charge for their services but never have? There you go. All right, this is the year to do it. This is the year to do it. What opened up the whole world to me was really B&H and this speaking thing, because for me, it's about having multiple sources of income. Because how many people could I put in front of my camera and press the button and get paid, right? I also needed other sources. Now I travel all over the world teaching. I run the Headshot Crew, which is my coaching site. And I have these sources because of opportunities that I've been given from being behind the camera. So today we're going to talk about a little thing which became a big thing, which for me is headshot photography. And I'm going to start this thing off with one word. Some of you know it, some of you may not. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I want you guys to yell in unison. 3, 2, 1, shebang! What is a shebang? What is a shebang, guys? A shebang is a characteristic attribute or trait that an image possesses that produces a visceral gut reaction of approval in the artist who, upon viewing it for the first time, rejoices by yelling shebang at the top of their lungs. It's actually just what I yell. But I want, you guys are all artists, you know that? Yeah. So whatever, right? When you take a picture, you're an artist. See, she's one. How many people are artists in here? Yeah. All right. If you didn't raise your hand, think about it next time. You're all artists. You have a camera, right? We produce our art through a camera. So what happens is when that screen, I shoot tethered. Who shoots tethered? Do you guys know that tethering is my #1 coaching tool? Are you guys aware that if you photograph human beings and you show them the pictures, they usually get better as they go? #1 coaching tool. Unless your lighting's bad. If your lighting's bad, don't show them anything. Yeah, I got to get funny. See, I had to get funny. All the emotion had to get out of me for a second. But seriously, I shoot tethered, you know? And what happens is when that shot comes up on the screen and I go, that's the shot. That's, to me, is a shebang. I said it once and then it became this huge thing. And it went viral in this video I'm going to show you in a little bit. But guys, I'm big on social. So if you take any pictures or anything, definitely post. Follow me. I'll take the extra followers, whatever. But take some pictures, post them, send them around. You guys should all be on Instagram. You should all have your own. You should all be building it. We're all getting jobs off Instagram these days. As you build your following, you put your work up there. It's really important. Don't fool around, okay? I'm Peter_Hurley if you want to. Oh, this doesn't have my fonts in it. Okay. That's okay. All right. So it was on my computer, so it's now on their computer, so it's okay. If there's one thing I've learned over the course of my career, it's as photographers, we don't arrive, we evolve, okay? Many of us, how many of you guys feel as good as your last shot, right? It's true. I mean, I wanted that last shot I took better have been a good one because we're constantly evolving, right? You guys, and without evolution, there's not going to be any growth, right? And did you know this? You know what who knows what the first law of learning is? It's the same thing that your work must evolve from. Nobody knows what the first law of learning is? You're going to learn something today. Good. Repetition. I do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and I've been doing it since 2002 when I started shooting headshots. I do portraits too. I do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And you know what happens? It changes little by little by little by little until you start getting better and better and better and better and finding out your style and your creativity and what it is that you have that's special, what people are going to book you for. Let's see if does the clicker work? Oh my gosh, I got the clicker going now. All right, how do I know this? Right? I want to show you something. I'm going to teach you a concept. And this is amazing to me. So I am what do I say? I'm I'm a student of the game, right? Like you don't ever master photography. Anybody master photography in this room? I don't think anybody alive has mastered it. Like you just don't master photography. Like you can't master things. You could be good at it. Like what do they say? It takes 10,000 hours to master something, right? Well, I've shot more than 10,000 people. I've probably shot 30 or 40,000 people. I haven't mastered this headshot thing, right? We got work to do. So I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to show you something. What angle are the arms going out of the frame is something that when I shoot a headshot, I never paid attention to. I didn't realize it. And I didn't realize it till recently because it became really important to me. So look at this. I was doing a workshop. I do this workshop called the Headshot Intensive. And I do them all over the world. I do them about every month. And I had this guy, Sam, and he's sitting in the workshop, and I'm teaching this concept. And he's like, you see the arms, the way they go out of frame? See this angle? That's like a ski slope, right? But over here would be more like a cliff. It's just, how am I going to do this over here? See, it's like a ski slope there, and this is more like a cliff. Watch this. So he says, you want the arms to go out of frame straight down, not on an angle. And I was like, yes, right? And why does that matter? Because of this. So what is she doing? What's the number one place people put their arms when they're being photographed? What's the easiest place to put them? On your hips. Does that look good? That's like the worst place to put them. Now, if you're far away and shooting a portrait, it doesn't look as bad, but that's not good. And then what's the second place that they put them? Straight down. That looks like that. But I do this little move. Who knows the move? Who knows the move? You know the move? He knows the move. Look at that guy. He's doing the move. It's called holding your sub. Watch this. Watch as she holds her sub. Boom, shakalaka. You got me? From there to there. Why does that work? How could that be possible? From there to there to there, right? This is why it's possible. Watch this. Now I had a silly haircut. Do this. I want you to act like you are holding.
Nobody told me.
Submarine sandwich. There you go. Bring your elbows in, bring your hands out, keep going out, 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 right there. What we're doing is we're streamlining our arms to the camera and we're creating some sort of trajectory situation. We're taking this area and we're just opening it up to slim down our arm. And that's a key element whenever you're taking a picture of yourself. It is a 6-foot sub. It is not a small sub. This is a wide sub. We gotta hold the sub, but you gotta hold it wide and you gotta keep your elbows in. Boom. Now you really gotta get it going. You're gonna hold your sub. Wow. Oh yeah.
Is that an awesome maneuver? Like, look, this is the thing. So your clients will gain confidence in you, in your ability to direct. How many people photograph people? People shooters? People photographers, I should say. Hey, you know, we point a camera at someone, press the button, you know. Watch, you show them to do that, and the rest that you teach somebody that right at the beginning of your session, guess what they do the entire session? They're like this the whole time. They're never gonna stop doing that. Now, does it work if I'm not shooting a headshot? It's a little tough to do full body with this move. I mean, you could twist the arm a little bit, but it gets a little strange. But in a headshot, look how important it is going down. Now watch this. November 11th, November 13th, 2008. November 13th, 2008. What could be so special about that day? That was the day Mary Ellen came in. And I photographed her. Is that angle of that arm, is that going out on a cliff or a ski slope? It's a kind of steep ski slope, but it's not a cliff, right? I want you to look at these pictures. Look at her and look at these pictures. That is a weird arm situation there. Why is that arm doing that? Doesn't that look strange to you? Yeah. Okay, I took these pictures on November 13th, 2008. Okay. Now, there's some weird slope to the shoulder going down. Now I've got some weird body angle going out of frame. Now I'm really weird. Like, does this look strange, the way the body's going out of the frame? That's totally strange. That, to me, is strange. I don't like it. Now I created wrinkles on her neck. Whose fault was that? Could she see it? No, it's my fault. Anytime you see that, the photographer caused it. So if you got neck wrinkles on somebody, you cause it. It's very easy to undo. I just didn't know in 2008 what I was doing. I hadn't mastered it yet. I still haven't mastered it, but I know not to get that. And there's sternocleidomastoid tension. Who knows what that is? Right here. See this sucker? You twist somebody too much like this and you get sternocleidomastoid tension, right? Now I got her laughing, she's laughing. Now I shot way from above her, which I can't stand. Then I twisted her up again. Hair's kind of messy. Now, is that a ski slope or a cliff? Ski slope, right? Ski slope, ski slope. I got neck wrinkles. I got weird positioning. The arm's going out of frame in the back, funny. Right? Now I'm shooting way from above. Now the arm looks weird. The body looks weird. Now she just looks like like she's a hunchback or something, right? Like it's like rounded out. And there's neck wrinkles. Did I know any of this in 2008? No. What is that? Now it's like a negative slope. That's weird, strange and unusual. What is this? Why did I tilt her like that? That's strange. I don't like it. I look at my own work and I'm like, oh my gosh. But guess what? How'd I learn to get better? Repetition. And it evolved. And guess who walked in 10 years later? Guess who walked in a week ago? Was it a week ago? Not even. On January 31st, 2019, Mary Ellen Brito came right in my studio again. Do you guys know what happens when you get, first of all, how many people love returning clients? Shebang, right? Right? But there's something very scary about them. Because one is, I was pretty good back then. I'm better now, but I was good back then. So usually I took pretty great pictures back then. And now they've aged 10 years. Oh boy. And I got to compare those to the new stuff. Well, Mary Ellen didn't flinch. I want you to look at the difference of the evolution. So everything you saw there was white background. All I shot was white background back then. And I had weird positioning, weird arms, weird everything. Look at the difference in the work 10 years later. Everything's going straight down out of frame, right? Still got her laughing, right? Hair's better, straight down out of frame with the arms. Look at the arms. Look at the aging process on her. She's aged well. I told her. It's wonderful. See the difference in the work? Same photographer, same human, similar equipment, different work. What happened? I evolved. Right? Through repetition, I became better. And I got her. And I never let those weird things happen. I lowered my camera. I shot straight on. I got the hair together. I got the body going out of frame properly. And everything to me looks better. But what was it about? Simplicity. These are way more simple than the other ones. Did you notice that? What was I trying to do? I was trying to overdo it. You guys, I can't tell you enough. I coach like crazy. I'm trying to get everybody to not overdo it. You think you have to add something. You got to add a twist. You got to add a turn. You got to raise the camera and tilt it like this. You got to saturate like crazy. You got to do all sorts of stuff. You don't have to do anything. You have to evolve from where you are to simplify. And the simpler it goes, the better you're going to get, and the more confidence you're going to have behind your camera. And you know where that confidence goes? Where's that confidence go if you're confident behind your camera? I'm going to give some love to this side of the room. I've been over there the whole time. Where does it go? Confidence goes to the client, right? Your confidence will be infused into your client. And guess what happens when that happens? How do your pictures look? Better. So much better. So much better. Amazing. So what do you need to evolve? You need a game plan. If you don't have a game plan, you're not on the track to anything. I did portfolio reviews yesterday. I'm doing it again today. Anybody, you get to sit with me if you want. I just put it out there. Aren't I doing them again today? I'm doing them all afternoon. What I saw, most of the people that impressed me the most were the ones, it wasn't even the level of the work, it was the consistency of the work. If I know somebody's consistent, I know they can evolve. If you're haphazard, don't know what you're doing, you can't evolve. Because you're all over the place. You haven't gotten something and go, oh, I like this. You have to go and look and be like, I like this, let me go down that path. So then you keep going and the evolution happens by itself. But you have to be a constant learner. I don't stop learning. I was standing in the back room listening to these guys and I'm trying to pick up something. These guys that were on before me, right? Everybody who talks, everything. I mean, it's like we're photographers. I'm constantly trying to get better, right? It doesn't stop, you know? I never had a client come in and say, Peter, I know you're really good, but you can pull back the throttle today. You don't have to do so great with me. Did you ever have that? No. And did you ever do that when you take a picture? Do you ever go, all right, let me see if I can get this half right? I don't do that. We're going 100% all the time. And when you have people, they're the wild card, right? They're the wild card. Did you ever have somebody come in and go, Peter, I mean, I never had somebody say this. Peter, this is your lucky day. My skin is flawless. My hair's perfect. It's going to be a piece of cake for you. No, you never had that, right? What do? They come in and they go, oh my gosh, I have bags under my eyes. I didn't get any sleep. I didn't get to the hairdresser. I'm pale. I got this big zit, you know, right? When does that start? Did you ever, how many people shoot kids? Kid shooters? Yeah, we photograph kids. I'll say it, photograph kids. Did you ever have a 10-year-old say, you know, I wish I should have lost the 10 pounds before I did this shoot? It never happens. It does not happen. So what I do in my work, and my game plan is, I call it the cross process, and I forgot to put it in here, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit. The cross process is this. When you're shooting a person, and you're a portrait photographer, you have to be a technician and you have to be a director at the same time. You have to have multiple hats, right? So what happens when you're being technical and working on your lighting and the person's standing in there and you're having a lighting problem? Where's your director gone? Gonzo. Like you're just like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this light right, or your settings are off or something. And the person's sitting there like, this person doesn't know what they're doing. You know? And then when you're directing, right? So we have to have, it's like a choreographed dance in our brains between being technical, okay, I got the light, I gotta change that ISO right now, and then, oh, by the way, you look beautiful, you know? Or between our brains and our directorial persona that comes out. And you have to have that, it's part of your game plan. All right, let's see what this game plan is all about. Here's one of the biggest mistakes that a photographer makes when directing a subject. You guys are anticipating this. I'm going to hold the anticipation. Are you ready? Here we go. You ready? How many of you said this before you clicked your shutter? Think about it. You don't have to raise your hands. Think about it. But I guarantee everybody in this room has said this at one point or another before they click their shutter. 1, 2, 3. What the heck are you getting them ready for? Could you imagine if 1, 2, 3 worked? Nobody would be in this room. I wouldn't be standing up here. Could you imagine 1, 2, 3 and all of a sudden they look fantastic? I don't have to do anything. I just have to press the button and press 1, 2, 3. Stop it. Stop saying that. You're not getting them ready for anything. You're actually calling out their conscious brain. How many of you have controlled your expression since you woke up this morning, and everybody you walked in here, you thought about your face and concocted it and looked at it? How many did that? Did anybody do that? Anybody got that on their plate? What controlled your expression since you came here? I mean, when you got your coffee, nobody freaked out. It was fine. They looked at you, right? Right? You were fine. What controlled it? Your face has a mind of its own, you know? We have to let their face do the work for us. But what do you think controlled it? Your subconscious mind. So expressions run subconsciously. You don't think about them. We don't have time for that. We don't have the ability to do that. I want subconsciously driven expressions in my work because that means the person was reacting to something I got out of them, which is more important than saying 1, 2, 3, which immediately brings up the conscious mind. There's only 2 times you ever think about your expression, really, I think. And it's when you're in front of a mirror and when you're in front of a camera. And I think that's it. Maybe now, if I'm talking about it, you guys can think about your expression and what's on your face right now. How many people know what their face looks like? I don't know what mine looks like. Is it okay? I did suss myself out in the mirror this morning, though. Did you guys? Everybody took a once-over in the mirror, I hope, before they walked out the door, right? Just to make sure it was all put together. You did, right? So when you were looking in that mirror, you look back at yourself, and you could change your face to make an expression that was interesting to you, couldn't you? Because you could see it. What happens when somebody looks in the camera and consciously controls their expression? Do they know what they're looking at? The coolest thing that I think this is the coolest thing I've discovered since I've been a photographer. That our brains will try to tell us what our face looks like, but it does not know. Your brain will tell you what your face looks like, but it does not know. It knows when it looks in a mirror, but not when it looks in a camera, and it does not know what your face looks like right now. And how do we know that? Because when I point the camera up at people and they make that face, it's a face that they would never make, you know, until I have to direct them out of it. So what happens? When I get somebody and they're looking in my camera and I'm looking back at them, guess what I have to become for them? Their mirror. You got me? So I'm looking at their mouth, eyes, and eyebrows, seeing the expression they're making, which is normally, I call it NEFA face. Looks like this. Non-existent facial activity. And you guys shoot it. I've shot it. I want you to stop. I want you to see it. And I want you to change it. I want you to talk to that person. I want to give you some tips today on how to do that. I don't want you to let them behave through conscious activity. If it is conscious, then you're directing them. if it's reactive, it's subconscious, and that's why the best smiles are always real. Nobody knows what their face looks like right now. Their brain will attempt to, you have to behave like their mirror. I want you to think about how you behave when you're behind your camera and your subject's response to that behavior. You ever do that? Next time you're shooting a subject, take your phone and hand it to a friend or somebody else in the room, if somebody's around. Or prop it on a tripod. Your phone, just put it right on you for 2 minutes and watch how you direct, and you'll know where you're at. Just take a little video and then see what you said, how that person reacted to what you said, how your technician worked compared to your director, how you were talking to each other. It's a great thing to do. All right? When we're rolling with our subject, we're only repeating 3 things when we're shooting. There's really only 3 things you're doing. Well, besides the technical stuff. But the first thing you're doing is you're positioning them, body and facial. You're moving them, right? Then once they're in the position you're going to shoot them in, you're composing your shot, right? And then the last part is the thing that gets dropped off all the time. Photographers miss this completely. It's the connection with their subject. What do? You move them, you compose, and you press the button without saying anything or without doing anything. How many are guilty of this? Come on. I am too. All of us are, right? I want you to change it, right? And then when you do change it, you create, I make up words. You guys have figured that out by now? I make up words. You create lookability. I created this word, lookability. And I defined it. You ready? Lookability. A measurement for an image's ability to secure attention from an onlooker, or in my book, a shebanging shot that makes you want to stare at that sucker. All right. So this is the shots we want to take, right? Like, you don't take pictures to leave them on your SD card, do you? Plop them in an external and never look at them again? You don't do that, do you? And they're not only for your eyes, I hope, especially if you're photographing people, right? It should be for them, too. So this is what we want to do. So I use when I coach on my headshot crew, I use a lookability scale on a scale of 1 to 10. I want you to think, when you look at an image, go back and look at your work. This is what I want you to do. Go through your portfolio, look through it with somebody you trust or their eye or whatever, and think about this. How much does this image secure my attention on a scale of 1 to 10? And if it's like 6 or lower, there is a button in the upper right-hand corner of the computer that you need to hit. Like 7, 8, 9, 10 is good. So this picture that I'm going to bring up has a high lookability factor for me, and I put it on Instagram, and it was the most likes I'd ever gotten on Instagram, and I shot it in a trade show, and it's at Photokina, and it's in my portfolio. In Germany, I shot this on a trade show floor, and if you go to my Facebook page, there's a video of me shooting this picture that I just posted like a couple days ago. But I shot it a couple years ago, and it's gotten more likes than anything. Tell me, in your brain, when you look at it, scale of 1 to 10, immediately, lookability. Ready? 10s? 10s? Is it a shebang? Should we shebang it? 3, 2, 1, shebang! There's another thing. An image for your portfolio can be taken anywhere. I took this on a trade show floor. Does anybody need to know that? Nope. Does it matter? Nope. Will that get me work? Yep. Unbelievable. Anywhere, there's always a picture for your portfolio, everywhere you are. If you're that good, it's always there. Now, it was my lighting. I designed lights with Westcott called a Flex Kit, and I brought it to Germany, and we shot it over there, and it's gorgeous light. It's continuous LEDs. Once you've got this lookability down, then it's time to build consistency in your work. Okay? Does this look consistent? This is a portfolio that I got for somebody in my headshot crew, and they were like trying. So if you get 15 shots by me in a portfolio, you can become an associate of mine. I've got them all over the world. There's over 100 and some odd associates as part of the crew. This guy submitted this for associate status. You think he made it? No. Why? If you went to him, would you know what you're getting? No. Right? Would a client know what they're getting? Absolutely not. So what do we do in the crew? We do repetition, right? Repetition. You do the same thing over and over and over again. Now look at the difference. This is an associate photographer in the headshot crew shooting for Dell. Did he make it? He made it, right? Right? What's happening with headshot photography right now? Look at this. These people all need shots. They all need to be consistent. I'm sending work all over the world through my network. It's a referral engine to these photographers because I've trained them to be consistent. What's my point? Guys, go back, look at your work, and figure out consistency. You want to hone your craft and learn it? Then you got to join the crew if you want to. You can join at headshotcrew.com anytime you like, and you can use the code FREEMONTH to get a free month. And today, if you join, I have a box of books, so we'll figure out a book. We'll do some sort of book deal. But that will get you the consistency. It'll put money in your pocket. Headshot's a great way to make an income. I love it. I mean, I'm amazed that it grew because I only used to shoot actors. Look, this guy just posted this in the crew. It was our post of the week because he shot this for Prudential. And I'm putting on there, Mike, if you're watching, I put you in, buddy.
Can you put again the slide?
You need the slide for the crew, this one? You can take a picture of that. And I have stickers too. Who wants a headshot crew sticker? Well, we'll hand them out afterwards. I got stickers. Anyway, but this is the key. When I first picked up a camera, right? What did I shoot to make an income? What did I shoot? I shot everything I could that I would get paid for, right? Is that how many people do that? You just shoot anything that they'll pay you for, you shoot, right? That's what you do. I'm like, I'm gonna milk this thing for all it's worth. I can do this. So I shot weddings. I shot sneakers. My first job was shooting sneakers. My first commercial job was shooting sneakers for Reebok. Because my friend was an art buyer at an ad agency, and she's like, and I had just picked up a camera, and she's like, okay, you're gonna shoot some sneakers. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah. I'm gonna give you these sneakers, you're gonna shoot them in black and white, real simple, and you're gonna give them back to me, and we're gonna retouch them into the ad campaign because the ad campaign was shot with the wrong sneakers on. I was like, okay, great. My first paycheck as a photographer. I shot the sneakers, I was freaking out. I remember, and I was a model, as David said, and Bruce Weber told me to pick up a camera. So I picked up a camera because of him, and I got this job around the same time, right afterwards, and I called him, and I was like, Bruce, I can't handle this. This is for Reebok. This is crazy. This is my first. He says, go shoot the sneakers. Stop it. You're going to be fine. I was like, okay, so I'll shoot the sneakers. So I shot the sneakers, and I gave her the shots, and they liked them. And she called me like a week later, and she said, hey, I got another pair of sneakers for you. I was like, I'll take the sneakers. Give me the sneakers. She gave me 10 pairs of sneakers that year. I had never made a dime with a camera. Every pair of sneakers I shot, I got $3 grand. 3, 2, 1, shabang! That's it, guys. So you do whatever it takes to get work with a camera and get paid for it. Now, have I shot sneakers since? No. But it helped launch my career and get me going. So I got to thank Reebok and Joseph for getting me going. Getting me going. Should I tell the other story? Oh, there's another good one. This is too good. This is good. I'll do it real quick. I don't know how much time I have. Same woman, friend of mine. I grew up sailing with her, and she trusted me and gave me work. So anytime the ad campaigns or something went wrong or they had to change something, she would call me and be like, look, we got to shoot this. I'm like, okay. And she was the art buyer, so she helped me with the billing, and she did it all. And we had to shoot hang tags for Levi's. So we went down to the meatpacking district in it was 2000, and it wasn't like anything like it was all dilapidated, and we went on the streets, and she's like, I'm gonna model, and you're gonna shoot, and I'm gonna give you $1,000. And I was like, great, let's do it. So we're down there, and it's in the summer, and it's hot. And I got down there at like 9, it's like 4 in the afternoon, and we're still shooting, and I was like, look, I don't mean to be a pain, but it's been a really long day. And $1,000, could we do a little bit better than that? She goes, what are you talking about? I'm giving you $1,000 for every pair of jeans you shot. We shot 15 of them. I was like, what? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Holy smokes. You know? Oh. All right, so I made up my greatest hits for you guys. And what it is just my ways of directing. It's my thing with people, things that have come up, things I've learned. You know, one of them we already did, and I want to talk about their evolution. One of them we already did, holding the sub, right? We already did that. I'm always going for one thing from the get-go. This is my first one. There's one thing I'm going for. So I'm a commercial headshot photographer, right? And I also shoot portraits. And when I shoot my portraits, I'm not as concerned about, but normally if it's for personal branding, I am concerned about their expression and how they behave and all that stuff. And the expression on their face that I always go for, because it's part of my style and my aesthetic, is this. I call it my one-shot deal moment, and I call it CNA. Who knows my stuff?
Confidence and approachability.
Confidence and approachability. Of course you know my stuff. I didn't know you were sitting there. It's confidence coupled with approachability, right? Now, as a portrait photographer, I don't necessarily need that. I might want to shoot somebody showing emotion or something like that. But as a personal brand manager of these people, and I'm shooting headshots, then I want this confidence coupled with approachability. I want it. Where's confidence come from? On a human being, where would confidence come from? It's not rocket science. What do you got? Deer in the headlights. What's that? No. Physically, where does it come from? The eyes. Right? And it's actually coming from what I coined the squinch. So the coolest thing about that was that Sarah was one of my clients. I shot her headshot before she got any of her jobs. So she used my headshot to get her jobs. Now she's been on Good Morning America. She was on The View. What is she doing now? She's on everything. I'm so proud of her and what she did. And the fact that I got to get on the show and have her come into my studio was like so cool that they gave it to her. They couldn't give it to anybody at Good Morning America. They gave it to her and I was like, yes, I love her. It was so cool. All right, so what we're doing is we're isolating the lower eyelid muscle. Everybody touch right here. You got an orbicularis oculi? Everybody's got one. Above it's a palpebral ligament. You got one of those too. If you tense that without letting your upper lid go down too much, that is squinching. And you do it every day in normal conversation. The thing is that people get in front of cameras and they go like this, which is strange and unusual. That's what they do. So you have to do that. How many people know that they have, you guys realize that we're human, right? Everybody in this room? And we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Is anybody perfect in here? I missed it. I missed it if you were. We have an eye difference. Almost everybody. How many people know that one eye of theirs is bigger than the other, substantially? Look how many hands are in the room. How many people know how to fix that when they're shooting somebody with that problem? One. Yeah, she knows because I taught her, right? It's called independent squinching. I want you to independently, let's say you're right, let's just say everybody's right eye is enormous. Your parents really messed you up and your right eye is just huge, right? I want you to independently squinch just your right eye. Come on, guys. Practice. All right. So what I'll do is I'll work with my client. I shoot tethered. Did I mention I shoot tethered? Why do I do that? Do you know everybody looks good this big? You got to blow it up and you got to see. I will not know that there's an eye difference till I'm looking at the tethered shots. All of a sudden I notice the eye difference. The person I'm with, I show them. I'm like, look, you've got a massive eye difference. Am I bringing it up if I don't have a solution? Oh, by the way, I can't help you with that. I bring it up because I do have a solution. All right? And we do independent squinching. Where's approachability come from? Where's approach? If we want to be approachable, what do we do when we look at somebody? You're not going to frown at them, are you? You're going to smirk at them? No, you're going to smile at them, right? We're going to smile at them. Do you know, I know all of you have said this, I want you to stop this too. No more 1, 2, 3s and no more smiles. When you tell somebody to smile, what do you get? What do you get? Get rid of that. What do you get? You get... How many have shot somebody doing this? Somebody's got in front of your camera and done this. I'm going to keep making you raise your hand. Yes, you would all raise your hand. Like that's what if you photographed a person Somebody has done that. What do you do when they do that? What do you tell them? It's very simple. Shut your mouth. I got a shot, I got no shot. 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 I got a shot. Look at that. That's a great shot. All I said was shut your mouth. That's all you got to do. If you're going to get a smile, guess what? You have to elicit it from them because you want what? Who learned something? What-driven smile? Tell them. Subconsciously driven smile. You guys have laughed since I've been in here. Luckily, I love it. I love it. You guys, and what happens when you laugh? You laugh because of a reaction to some nonsense that I did up here, right? And then all of a sudden, the laughter drained out of your body and was gone. Right? I didn't see anybody roll over into the aisle and convulse on the floor over something I said. It wasn't that funny. Right? So the laughter hits and then it's gone. Guess what happens after the laughter's gone? What does our face do when we laugh? Relax. It contracts, right? All our muscles contract to smile. It's a lot of muscles working. What has to happen when we relax? When we stop smiling, the face is the most relaxed. So I get the best serious shots after big smiles. So I'm always going for big smiles. And I have a way of doing it. I call it direction by misdirection. So I mess with people a little bit in front of the camera, and it creates this, it's part of what I do. And I give it to you guys because I have an app that I'm going to show you that does it. But I do something that makes them think, because I'm preying upon humans wanting to get it right. If you guys were in front of my camera and I was giving you a direction, you'd want to get it right. That's just our nature. We don't want to be wrong. That just doesn't make any sense. Why would we be wrong? So I'm going to give you a direction right now, and we're going to see who gets this right. I'm trying to think about it. I think I know what you should all do. So everybody just do me a favor and tilt their heads slightly towards the Empire State Building. Who's got it right? I think it's that way, so you should all be looking at the ceiling. I say that in my studio. This Empire State Building's right outside my studio. What does it do? As humans, can we think multiple things at once? We really can't. And if we want to be right, we're certainly not thinking about that camera. If I give them a direction like that, they're thinking about where to tilt their head, because they want to look good, right? So they think I'm serious. They're like, okay, he wants me to tilt towards the Emperor. I don't know where that is. This is the thought process that goes on with the human. While they're thinking about that, can they think, I want to look good and I want to be in front? They can't think too, so I'm shooting at this moment. Everybody do me a favor, and well, let's look at some of these. Oh, I teach all this stuff at the Headshot Intensive. It's sponsored by B&H. B&H has sponsored my workshop since I started it 6 years ago, I think, 7 years ago. Susan, how many times have you taken it? You've taken it once, twice? Twice, you took it twice. Anybody other Headshot Intensive alumni in here? BFASers, you took it in Dubai, right? Yeah, awesome. So I'm doing one here. I'm going to give you some instant mojo. The Headshot Intensive is based on this type of direction. This is called Hurleyisms. I want you to go to hurleyisms.com. And what happened, an app will run. If you go to hurleyisms.com, it will give you 50 of my favorite lines that I throw out at people. Try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, never look at it again. You got it? It's got to work for you. But try it. It's going to give you some instant mojo, right? Here are some of them. Look enlightened, and then I wait to see what their face does, and then I shoot it. Decrease the distance between your eyebrows. Everybody try that. All right? Give me a look like you're impersonating a rodent. People actually do this for me. Look like you just experienced a conclusion. Do you think that they have time to worry about what they look like in their face at the moment I'm saying these while I'm shooting fast? They don't think about it. They're thinking about this. I got their brain off the camera, and it creates laughter, and it gives me the real deal. All right, so let's talk about jawline, the evolution of the jawline. So watch this.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This is Kayla. Now, Kayla's back. Now, you know, I had her, then I'm like, no, this doesn't fly. Show me what you got. Get that forehead towards the camera. Boom! Holy smokes, guys. Look at the difference here. From there to there. Come on, you got to be kidding me. Look at this. I got an even better one. Watch this. Watch this one. We're going to go with Callie. Here's Callie, right? Pretty girl, nice, not bad with the jaw. You know, it appears
that we have some jawline here. But watch, we have some action in here I don't want to see. I want to stretch that skin out. Watch this. Shebang! There, now we're talking. Oh my goodness. All right? Now we got, look at this. From there to there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable.
All right, so that was the jawline video, and go watch that. I think that's got 4 or 5 million views or something. Anyway, it is evolved because I was having trouble with it. So I want everybody to imagine there's a hook in the top of your, this is what I tell my clients, so take notes. There's a hook in the top of your head, it's attached to a string, goes up to the ceiling. A little gremlin on the ceiling pulling you up. Everybody raise out of their chairs like this. What did I just do? I just strengthened my jawline by elongating myself, right? Now, if this guy's shooting, what's your name?
Michael.
Michael's shooting me, right? Now, if Michael's shooting me and he says, get my jawline out, and I go like this, does that help me? Did my jawline go out? No, my shoulders came forward. So I want you to imagine a lasso went around your neck and is attached to the back wall behind you, but your head's like a giraffe. If a giraffe had a lasso around its neck, could the head of the giraffe still get the tree, eat the leaves off the tree or whatever they eat? Right, it could. It could still go like this. So imagine the lasso's there. So the collarbones can't move forward, right? And now Michael's got me. I'm not moving my collarbones forward because I'm stuck like that. I'm up like this. And then I'm going to run a string from my nose to the center of your lens, and you're going to act like you're pulling it. Just act like you're pulling something. There you go. And I go like this. You see that? Strengthening the jawline. Right? So it looks like this. Can everybody try that? Sit up straight. The number one way to make somebody look more attractive is to do this, by the way, just so you know. It's the first thing I do with everybody. And jam this out. Just tightens all the skin up around the neck, and it's great. And that is the reason why you don't have to raise the camera when you're doing a selfie anymore, because you're going to lose your background, right? If your camera's up here during a selfie, you're losing the background. Why are they raising the camera? For this, right? So you just put it down, you go like that. What's the problem? Somebody tell the whole world. First shot I take is a head-on-head shot. This is why. I take a shot just like that, everybody I shoot. Why? Because I'm sussing them out. What do? You want to get the best out of your subject? You got to figure them out. You got to suss them out. You got to shoot straight on first and look at their face. And you can't, I look at people before I photograph them and kind of guess which side of the face I like, but I always shoot this. I want you to imagine the camera's there and the person is standing in the middle of a clock. And I'll just go, Michael's shooting me still. Michael, you're still shooting me. Is that okay? All right. I forgot to bring my camera. I usually have my camera. Anyway, I don't have my camera on stage. EOS R shooters? Shebang? No? Yes? It's awesome. I love it. I don't have it. It's in the studio. Anyway, okay, Michael. Now, you're shooting me straight on. You're at 12 o'clock. I'm in the center of the clock. Now, I do not explain the clock to my clients. Don't go, you're on a clock and it's 12 o'clock. It's just for you guys to get this. All right, so what do? I take 3 shots. I take one, Michael, act like you shot me. You shot that one, all right? Now, I'm going to go with my nose to 11 o'clock, and you're going to shoot that, and then I'm going to go to my nose to 1 o'clock, and you're going to shoot that. And you got 3 shots of me, and then he's going to figure out which side of my face he likes. Right? Do you guys do this?
No.
Why not?
Well, we didn't know.
What if you shoot the wrong side of somebody's face? Everybody knows what their good side is, right? You guys all know. You don't know. Some people do, some people don't. I'm going to help you out. Okay, here's the deal. 60% of you are better looking on your left side. How do I know? There was a research study done, and they said it was 80%, and I thought they were nuts. I was like, those guys are nuts. First of all, they did it at a college, and they studied a bunch of humans, and then they came out with this thing that he said it was 80%, and they didn't even ask me. I was like, what's wrong with them? So I did my own study, and I found it's 60% left. So my lights in my studio right now are set up to favor the left side of somebody's face, okay? 90% of you part your hair on your good side. So if you part your hair on your good, now I know there's gentlemen out here that are follicularly challenged, like you're lacking follicular horsepower. You have to think about where you used to part your hair. But it's true. It's true. 90% of the time, only 10% of the time is the hair part theory wrong, I've found. So what I do is I look at somebody, they come in. Now, I don't know what that hair is doing.
There's no part on that. It's just up. So he's not helping me out. So what do I have to do? I got to shoot 11, 12, and 1 with him and figure it out. All right? So guys, look at me. You guys, and now this is what I want you to do. Your brain, as a photographer, you have an artist inside. Your brain is going to decide which side of my face you like the best. And it's your art, so you can figure it out. So you're going to look at me and you're going to look at my face as I'm walking around the stage because I'm giving you different angles. And you're going to say, I like that side. Your brain's going to talk to you. What's it going to say? How's it going to figure it? Watch, I'm going to move slowly. Figure out if you like my left side, if you like me straight on, or if you like my right. Have you figured it out? Everybody get an idea? Right? And then what is your brain telling you? And I don't have an answer for this because it's different for everybody. Somebody's saying, well, his nose, his jawline, you know, some people are just saying he's just gorgeous everywhere. It's just Why? Because I'm ambifacial. I made that up. I told you I make up words. But how many people like the left side of my face? Yeah. How many people like straight on? Right? How many people like the right side? See, ambifacial, I told you. Now I know if Michael's shooting me and I modeled, I'm going to help him out. I know my sweet spot. There's a sweet spot on him. Mine's right here. It's about 12:30. You see that? You see how good that is? That's my money. The money angle. Now, if you shoot the wrong side of somebody's face, you know what they say? That doesn't look like me. I'm going. That doesn't look like me. Or that looks like my mother. Or something like, I was like, is that a good thing? Or that looks like my father. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Guys, I'm going to give you my pre-shutter release split-second checklist, all right? And I wrote this book called The Headshot with Scott Kelby. Everybody knows Scott, right? Is he amazing? I love Scott. I have to thank him for making me an author. So Scott sat down with this book. I said, Scott, I have a pre-shutter release checklist. And he said, Peter, just call it the Hurley system. And I was like, okay. So I called it the Hurley headshot system, but in the book, it is called the Hurley system. All right, I did bring some books with me. If you guys sign up for a Headshot Crew, we'll figure it out after I'm done. And I'll do portfolio reviews. So if any of you have a portfolio you want me to see, I'm going to be up in the room. But here is the system. This is it. Now, this is evolved. Why? From the book. The book was written in 2015. Guess what happened? Who learns? Who's a student of the game? How does that change? That changes because I change it, because I figure out how I do it better. You guys, I want you to figure out how to do it better. I want you to get people in front of your camera. I want you to direct them. Yes, take a picture of that so I don't have to go through it all. I want you to direct them. At the beginning, I had examples of my work. So should I zip back and just show them yep, he's going to give me time to zip back and just show you. I had examples of my work, but I skipped right by the slide. I don't know why. So I'm going to show you my work. We're going to shebang it, and then you guys are out of here. All right. 3, 2, 1.